Welcome home.
I felt a tremendous responsibility to all the people that were fans of Mandalorians. In the publishing world and in games, they had a vast culture of a warlike race of people.
We got to do a variety of Mandalorian stories in the Clone Wars. George had his own take on what Mandalorian culture and history was. It's much more regimented and influenced by Scandinavian culture. In his mind, very, very homogenous.
Mandalorian Clone Wars is some of my favorite work. Everything was glass. Everything was designed in a way that seemed functional. Like the Mandalorians are gonna craft something. It's gonna be perfect. There's nothing really flawed about it except the city's made of glass.
Death Watch Command.
Due to too many loyalties and too much infighting, there was this sort of catastrophic civil war. The sort of resulting fractured society has led to different sort of factions within what used to all be Mandalore. And that's kind of where we're at by the time we get to Rebels.
I never intended to go back to Mandalore. It was never on my list of things to do. Mandalore can be a very difficult place to produce in a film. You know, but just Sabine's backstory and her story going forward demanded it.
Mother, we need to talk.
And we get to show sort of a little bit of a piece of Sabine's family and sort of see what they're dealing with.
When you left, the other clans turned their backs on us. We lost everything!
There's two stories we're telling, and all the stories are linked through family. Sabine, you realize, is hurt deeply by her family. And it takes her new family to help, you know, resurrect her relationship with her actual blood relative family.
Sabine said that your family were true Mandalorians, loyal only to—
You have no idea what you're talking about, boy.
We all really love Sabine as a character, and I think that everyone felt like she was really coming into her own. As we all spent more time with her and in developing her, it just became clear to us that there was a whole storyline for her that would be really satisfying to people.
You have to trust me, just like I'm trusting you.
It's great. Very good. You're right there.
I think it was really important for her to be healed, right? To be able to return home and to be able to reconcile those relationships. It's one thing to walk around your whole life with a chip on your shoulder, but it's a much more difficult thing to actually go back and attempt to heal those wounds of the past.
If there's a chance that you can rally an army of Mandalorian warriors to our cause, I have to ask you to do it.
It's quite powerful that she does that in the name of her new family and her friends. She finds even greater purpose for herself.
Once people know you have it, you will be challenged. And you need to be able to defend yourself.
Whoa. Mandalorian van braces? Where did you get these?
The gear that Sabine starts using in Season 3 is definitely sort of based on that idea that the Mandalorians, when they fought the Jedi, came up with ways to counteract Force abilities. Some of the things that you saw were callbacks to the Clone Wars as well, like the little shield that appears on the forearm. The sort of sonic boom thing that knocks Ezra backwards is new. And then other things are sort of callbacks to Boba Fett with the rope that sort of conveniently wraps around someone.
So you've seen glimpses of the fact that these warrior people have created these weapons to combat the Jedi throughout time.
Kanan, if Sabine can wield this saber, she can reunite one of the most powerful houses in all of Mandalore.
When the Darksaber was first created on Clone Wars, George wrote that little speech for Pre Vizsla.
This lightsaber was stolen from your Jedi temple by my ancestors during the fall of the Old Republic. Since then, many Jedi have died upon its blade. Prepare yourself to join them.
What I added to that was this idea that the Darksaber was Mandalorian made.
Legend tells that it was created over 1,000 years ago by Tar Vizsla, the first Mandalorian ever inducted into the Jedi Order.
That it was something that the Mandalorians felt was part of their heritage, would make it way more valuable. And when Sabine holds it, you get that she has something very ancient, very rare, and very specific.
It's heavier than I thought.
Energy constantly flows through the crystal.
One time, they ruled all of Mandalore wielding this blade.
Like everything in Star Wars, I feel a very big responsibility to it all. to the legacy of the mythology. And when it was decided by George in Clone Wars that the Mandalorians were going to be pacifists under the rule of Satine, I cannot allow all of that to just be disintegrated. We have the warrior element, but we also have a people that change and grow and achieve knowledge like what George wanted. They're not just one thing. They're more like a real people who evolve over time and make difficult choices.
You did well today. All of Clan Ren saw who you've become. You could lead Mandalore.
We know Sabine as a member of Phoenix Squadron, of the Ghost Crew. What Season 4 offers us is more insight into Sabine as a Mandalorian, how she relates to her family, how she feels about her people.
Kanan and Ezra, this is Lady Bo-Katan of House Kryze.
And I think an intersection with Bo-Katan will tell us so much about not only the future of Sabine, but the future of Mandalore. As we all know, Bo-Katan lost her sister, the Duchess Satine, ruler of Mandalore, and we'll get to understand a little bit about what that loss meant to her, and how maybe this relationship with Sabine may actually propel forward the future of Mandalore.
All these family stories is central to Star Wars. And with Sabine's family, they're Mandalorians, you know. But Mandalorians are fun. I love the culture of Mandalore.
Once Sabine leads the gang back to Mandalore, there's a pretty good chance we're going to meet more of Sabine's family, which is very exciting.